Yes, welcome to the special subgroup, 10th of February 2026. Start with the agenda, the evacuation procedure. I think we've got any members of the public, so you should all know where you're going. We don't expect a fire drill tonight, so if you hear the alarm, it will be the real thing. Thank you very much. Apologies for absence. I've got apologies from Councillor Farrow, Southern East Councillor Durbix, and apologies from Councillor Stewart. Southern East Councillor Waffles, thank you very much. And I have had a message from Councillor Gilliland saying that she is getting here, but she's late coming from work. Disposal of pecuniary and non-pecuniary interests. Have I got any? No. Agenda item number 5, recommendation to the special subgroup. Approve the change to the environmental health and licensing team structure with the creation of an additional environmental crime officer post to replace the food safety officer post. It's like to give a little overall, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Yeah, I have a review of the team upon retirement of one of our food safety officers, and the food safety officer was 0.6 FTE. So with the review of that, with the changes to the way food law is carried out under the Food Law Code of Practice, I considered that we needed a change in direction. We've got 4 fully qualified food safety officers in the team, including myself, and we've got a lot of environmental crime out there. So I wanted to replace the 0.6 food safety officer with a 0.6 environmental crime officer, but we have decided that we'd like a full-time environmental crime officer, given the amount of environmental crime that's going on in the borough. So that is what I'd like to put to you members this evening. And I think there was a question that Councillor Stewart wanted answering as well, if I could cover that.
Yep.
Chair, I don't know if you've got the actual question with you, have you? No. Do you want me to read that out? Or
you can do, yeah.
So the question was, what is the response that our existing food safety officers are receiving? Are outlets generally good, or is it a much more challenging environment out there? Is this experience one which is generally improving or becoming more challenging over time? Current environment isn't any more, it is challenging, but it's no more challenging for food safety. The turnover of food business operators is quite high, particularly in the pub trade, because nowadays people come in, it's hard to make ends meet. You take on a pub, you take on a tenancy, they probably last a year to 2 years. So then we get somebody else come in. So there's a lot of turnover, I should say, with people like that. We obviously then go out, we give a lot of advice. Sometimes that doesn't always come to fruition, so that takes a bit of a toll on the team. I've recruited a technical officer, predominantly in the food team, but to cover both sides. So they're picking up a lot of the admin to free up some of the professional officers, and they'll deal with food complaints. So they're triaging things for the food safety officers so that they can get on with doing the high risk inspections. And if I can just give you an idea, as we're coming up to the end of our food inspection year, so the food inspection year ends at the end of March, and we're on target for our high risk inspections. Well, we're on target for all of the inspections actually, and we've got 28 programmed inspections to do in February, 29 in March, and we're on target to complete those at the moment, even with everything else that's going on. So that's why I thought we'd look at the structure and look at another environmental crime officer.
Can I just ask, Sharon?
Yeah, sure.
This post is similar to the post that we've already got. Andy?
We have got a full-time
Yeah,
environmental
because
crime officer.
I know Mansfield Parish Council, I told him to get in contact with him and he did go out and he went round Mansfield and he also went round Ridge and they told him where the dog fouling was and he put posts up and the same with the fly tipping and it's worked really well. So
Thank you, Chair.
that's good. So I've got Councillor Watson and Councillor Dervitt.
Yes, thank you, Chair. And you may have answered one of my questions because one of my so first one's a comment, I guess. Can I just clarify? In this role, we're actually not talking about the food safety officer. We're talking about replacing that 0.6 and creating a full-time additional environmental officer type thing.
Chair, if I may, yeah. Yes, we're looking at one FTE for environmental crime officer.
The only reason I asked the question is because Councillor Stewart's question kind of related a lot to the food safety. But you're saying you've got that covered in the current team.
Chair, yeah, yes, we have. We've got it covered in the current team. We feel we've got it covered. We're meeting targets and we have a lot of work for the environmental crime officer at the moment that he's not able to fulfill the hot, we're spending a lot. He's spending a lot of his time, most of his time on fly tipping.
Okay. And I think that makes sense, but it was just that the question that Councillor Stewart had was more around the food safety bit. So I think in my own mind, I've got that clear. Two questions, if I may, and one you may have answered. You mentioned environmental crime and apologies. Can you give, other than fly tipping and dog fouling, what other types of examples? And the other question, it says £20,000 in the role. Is that fully absorbed or is that base salary additional?
That's with on-cost.
So that includes national insurance, their pension, etc. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Watson.
And sorry,
is there another one?
the environmental bit, is it just fly tipping and dog fouling?
Dog fouling, fly posting, graffiti.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Watson. Councillor Dervitt and Councillor Jones.
Thank you. Mine's a comment really, and a proposal. Yeah, we're seeing a lot more of environmental crime these days, particularly in Britain. And we're always hearing about how long it takes to get prosecution if we can manage that. I think that it is vital that we give you the tools to do that job, which in this case seems to me is another person. And therefore, I would like to move the recommendation.
Thank you. I'll take Councillor Jones's question first.
Yeah, thanks, Chair. When I read the report at first, I was a little bit concerned about the impact on the food.
Oh, mic on.
No, so that mic's no good.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I was a little bit concerned about the impact on the food safety aspect of it, but I think you've explained that and happy with that now. And I do agree that we need to put more into environmental crime. I think for me, it's some of the low level, sort of like the dog fouling and the small fly tips that we get a lot of in Kingsborough. So I'm hoping this officer, if we approve it tonight, will be able to sort of concentrate on some of that rather than some of the bigger stuff that we deal with anyway.
Yeah, Chair, if I may just come back on that point. Yes, absolutely, because a lot of the Andy, the environmental crime officer, spends a lot of his time investigating, and then a lot of his time is taken up putting files together for legal. So we hopefully with the two, we will still have to put files together for legal, but they can help each other. We do equal. It is a much needed post.
Councillor Watson.
Yeah, just to say, I'm happy to second the recommendations.
Thank you. Before
If I could just make another comment, I think this is actually something that we see in the planning enforcement, and it's the gathering together of information and evidence and making these files for the legal side of it that seem to take so much time, and that takes away from the actual investigation or doing something about it. And it is so important to actually have that time available.
I've got a proposal for Councillor Dervitt, seconded by Councillor Wattens. Before I take the vote, can I just confirm, Sharon, that this post is under licensing?
It will report to Millen and ultimately to me.
Okay, thank you. So all those in favour? Thank you very much. It's carried. Agenda item 6, recommendation to board, consider whether in accordance with section 100A4 of the Local Government Act 1972, the public and press be excluded from the meeting for the following items of business on the grounds that it involves the likely disclosure of exempt information specified by Schedule 12A to the Act. Somebody move that, please. Thank you very much.